Thank you for joining Truth and Life with Johnny Sanders. I would like to discuss today the power of persistence. But before we get into the subject matter at hand, please click on like, please subscribe, and please share the content with others so we can grow this channel. So, the power of persistence. So, this is held as a key ingredient for achieving your goals that you have thought of. Some of you have set out to pursue certain goals. And this topic in this video is basically going to give you different steps, guidelines, my personal achievements, and things that I've had to face and run into walls and setbacks. But in those challenges, I've been able to continuously press my way through and keep growing and growing and growing. And I may not have gained certain things that I was wanting to get at that particular time, but by my persistence and staying with it, hey, I was able to achieve even greater task at hand. So sit back, relax, and let's just enjoy our topic for today. So, overcoming obstacles. Number one, obstacles are going to come. So, let's get your mind prepared and ready for it. Not saying always looking for opposition, but just expect obstacles to happen and plan for it as best possible, right? So, you want to be able to navigate through those difficulties when they do come. Whenever those setbacks happens, it push you back. It make you feel like you have failed, which you haven't. It's just a setback. And keep in mind that you have to continuously be persistent, and it may be an opportunity for you to learn something for the very first time. Okay. When I was in high school, I ran track, and I ran different events. I wasn't good at all of them. One of the things that my coach wanted me to try and do, I was fast, I was quick, I was starting to get some length with me, so he wanted me to do hurdles. Okay, I had never tried hurdles. Coach said I would be good at it, or he thought I would be good at it, looking at my body type and my posture and my speed. So I started training for hurdles. I can't tell you how many times I ran into those hurdles, bumped my knee, tore up my shins, um, just in agony and pain. But the fact that my coach believed in me, okay, he believed in me and said, "Okay, let's try it again, Johnny. Let's try it again." And I said, "Okay, let me keep trying. This hurts. This hurts, coach, but I'm going to keep trying because he said so." And with some help with form and technique, I was able to eventually run the hurdles. And I was okay with it. I was better in the 100 meters. Um, in running the hurdles, I won a couple of races. I lost more than I won. But the fact of the matter is, I overcame that newness and was able to learn how to run the hurdles and did it pretty well. Now, I was not going to the Olympics. This is high school. I was competing with my high school peers, you know, 16, 15, 16-year olds, right? Um, and so that's where I would say persistence became, definitely relevant in my head, where I can recognize, you know, being persistent and having to overcome those type of obstacles. Okay. Number two, in even overcoming those obstacles, building skills and becoming an expert in it, or becoming to a point where it's an expertise for you. Now that takes time and consistent effort to be able to continuously go after what you're going after. Develop that certain skill. Once you get it, you start getting good at it. Once you start getting good at it, you start learning how to do it in a better way, a different way, um, that you was initially introduced, and then you start getting better at it. Another thing, and I'll go back to school, high school. I was in the band. My first instrument was the trumpet. No, I take that back. My first instrument was my father's guitar. He played the electric guitar. And I'm a kid at this time. I'm 7 or 8 years old, and I liked playing the guitar. I like playing music. I love music. If you didn't know that about me, I love all types of music. And I mentioned before that jazz is I would say my favorite, because I like smooth, mellow. I don't like a lot of just noise, but it has to be good music. I like opera. I like musical plays. I like musicals um, as a movie. You know, um, but my first instrument where I started playing with actually playing was the trumpet. Now, when I first started, my lips blew up because you have to make that B sound, right? So, me trying to learn the trumpet, it took persistence, it took effort, it took me going after this every day, every day, every day until I started making the proper sound that my band instructor wanted to hear. Then I had to start learning to read music and read notes and uh, timing and cadences. And in doing so, I became good at playing the trumpet. And so I started playing in the band. We had school little mini concerts and stuff like that, which was very much fun. And I still enjoy doing it. And I happened to feel something while I was playing the trumpet. And when you're in school, you get first, second, third chair. Playing the trumpet, I was highest I was able to achieve. I went from third chair to second chair, but I never was good enough to play first chair. But that's okay. Um, I wanted to know and learn other instruments, so I started playing the saxophone. Okay, that was good. I played the tuba because it was in line with the trumpet and the sound, but I didn't like the tuba. I was too little. I was too little, too small, and that big tuba was too heavy on me, and I just looked foolish, right? So the trumpet and the saxophone I liked. It was a cool instrument. But then as I'm looking around, I felt something that I really thought that I would be good at, that I want to try. So it was the drums. I always had this ability for cadence and tapping and making music, tapping and strumming and drumming on different items. And so I started learning the cadence with drumsticks. Okay, rat-a-tat-tat, 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 and practicing. And I had a natural rhythm and feel for it. Okay, and my fingers and my hands and my wrists bounced in ways that I could not really explain, but it was a natural gift. And then I'm learning, and as I continuously played with the band, I got pretty good at it. I played snare drum. I played tenor. Tenor was probably my favorite. Snare was fun. Tenor was fun in a different way because you're keeping a beat, but then you're adding certain different accents. I played bass drum again, just like with the tuba. It was too big for me. I was too little. When I remember, now this is a true story. I remember in high school. So I went from junior high. I started in junior high playing the instruments, and then went to high school. Right. I'm in high school, and we're performing. oops, performing in the stands. We're winning. We're beating the other team. Our football team is beating the other team. It's at a football game. I'm sorry. So we're in the stands, and we were known for band performances within the performance. Okay. So we're in the drum section, and we would always have some type of dance that we were doing. And on this particular time, I was used to doing the cadence performance with the snare or with the tenor drum. The tenor drum is smaller, it's right here at your waist, right? The bass drum is bigger. I'm barely able to see over this thing. And we're going around in a circle in the bleachers. So we're doing this circular dance movement, right? And the other team is paying attention to us. The other band is paying attention to us because we're winning, we're sounding good. And guess what Johnny does? Johnny misses the bleach step, falls, bounces. The bass drum caught my fall, and I bounced and bounced up with the bass drum. And the other team saw it, and all I heard was this rah! And I kept going, being persistent. I was like, sorry guys, told you this thing was too big, but I got back in step and continued drumming even after my fall because I had learned persistence to a certain degree after the trumpet, after the saxophone, and learning the snare and learning the the tenor drum. Okay, so it paid off because even though I fell, I was able to bounce right back up and continue in step with it. And so it was a little bit embarrassing for me, but I didn't embarrass the whole school. All right. Number three, I would say achieving long-term goals. Now, um, when after high school, you set out different goals, what you want to do, what you want to be, where you want to go, you want to get a degree. If I want to get a degree, I want to get a degree in what? You know, um, I liked math. I know, maybe weird, but math was one of my strong suits, and I liked English. So when I went to college, I went to school for computer science and learning more about computer technology, and I also studied a lot of English. I started getting very good at English, right? I started writing certain um, books and essays and started writing for competition. It kind of happened, but it didn't just happen because I was preparing, but my grades and my writing started getting attention. So my professors, once I got to college, started sharing my work with different people and organizations and say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think um, if Johnny was a part of this particular type of competition? And they said, well, yeah, this would be great. So they entered my work, and they told me, hey, Johnny, we're going to enter your work for this particular competition. You may get scholarship. You definitely get recognition for it. And so achieving my long term goal was to get my degree. Okay. Once I was able to get involved with the competition of English writing, as well as learning computer technology and computer skills, which was tough for me at that time because it's a lot of new information, a lot of new data that was coming at me, and I'm trying to grasp it at the same time. But then writing just started becoming an evolution. Things just opened up for me to where I started winning. I won a ribbon, one small little scholarship to help. I don't want to say it like that. Not little. The scholarship was beneficial and helped me. I'm saying little because it was a small amount, but anything and everything helped, and everything helped me position me and push me towards the goal of attaining my degree. That was the long term goal because it takes 4 years, right? So that was able to be done and accomplished. And I learned a lot from that to the point where, as you know, I have my book, Truth and Life. This was my first book that I've written. I've written five, but this is my first one that I've written. And I enjoy writing. I'm focusing on my next book, which will be my sixth book, but I'm trying to think in the direction of where I want to go with the book and how do I want to set it up, um, and the audience that I want to really reach. I'm always wanting to help people, build up people, strengthen people, spark your mind to think in a way that will help you achieve your goals, right? Because it's not, and I've shared this before, this information, the gifts, the blessings that I receive is not just for me. It's for me to get, gain, benefit, and share as much as I possibly can with others. Okay? So that next book is coming. So number four, I would say, is enhancing um, creativity, thought, and problem solving, right? The computer technology and skill set, my my primary concentration was management information systems, which management information systems is a concept of grasping complete computer systems, but not only computer systems, but business as a whole, because I had to think on how your business functions or what type of business you want to function or flow in, and you want to be able to provide solutions to that particular business. And I've done very well over the years with this. And in providing this, um, I had to learn and build persistently uh, creativity, problem solving. Sometimes I would practice certain things. In the computer world, we had something called a sandbox. So I would practice in the sandbox behind the scenes. And of course, we had a test environment. So I would practice in these environments of, especially if it was something new, of how I wanted certain things, certain software to function or a certain application to function. And I would basically practice there. And once I got it to work the way that I perceive it to work, that I think that would be beneficial to the company, to the business department specifically, whether it was sales, whether it was marketing, whether it was accounting. Those were like the top three. Financials were like my top ones that I worked with, and I was able to basically provide something that was beneficial to that particular department. So that helped me with strengthening my problem solving abilities, okay, to where it benefit that department. I would say number five would be building confidence and self efficiency. So you can just imagine, once I achieved my first problem solving goal and it benefited the accounting department, and then they saw the benefit of me practicing and they trusted my ability and my efficiency and persistence to be able to go in on my own and figure out a better way that they did business that was eventually going to bring the company money. All right. So in that, I gained confidence no matter what the challenge was. At this point, I'm like, bring it on. Just bring it on. Give it to me. I'm going to take the bull by the horns and grab it wrestle with it, figure it out, go into the nuances of places of where um, you may not have known about or thought about, and figure this thing out and bring back a good product for you to use, right? Um, and in doing so, I received great positive feedback um, that was beneficial for me because my personal thought is that I was able to achieve and accomplish something again. Yes. So it gave me confidence, um, self confidence to be able to just know that if I can get it and get my hands on it, I'll be able to do it. Next, number six, I would say, is inspiring others, in which I'm always trying my best to inspire others. So my persistence has now created a certain behavior within myself that I want others to be able to see it, gravitate to it, allow it to be contagious for them. Because I want them to know that there are things that they can do that may not have been thought about, that they will be able to do it. They will learn and grasp something on the inside of them that would make them determined to be able to have certain goals that they want to go after. Okay. Um, I feel good when I'm able to inspire others to adapt this type of mindset, this type of attitude, because attitude definitely takes you on a higher altitude. The right positive attitude, not the negative. Positive attitudes help you go to a higher altitude. So um, this basically empowered me to create a positive environment where, for me in the workplace, I have more people that are looking forward to working with me than not. Okay. Now, let me just be honest with you and prepare for this. When you're good at stuff, sometimes people are going to be jealous of you. I don't care how good you make it for them and for others. The fact that it's you that's doing it, and it seems like you're the one that always keeps doing something, they just haven't been trained to have a persistent mindset to go after something, and they're not doing anything. They may be stagnant in where they are. And instead of befriending and adopting and appreciating you, they turn and become jealous. And that's where jealousy comes from their own lack of self worth. Unfortunately, it happens, right? So you just have to keep pushing forward, pushing past their thoughts and their foolishness, and just trust that what you're doing is the right thing, and eventually they'll understand. And in my experience, they've understood, and after a period of time, they appreciated what I have been able to do. Okay, I would say next, adaptability and flexibility. So once you are in a certain environment, you're going to adapt to it, because once you're in it, you're in it. Okay, it's good to adapt to it because you want to be able to learn your environment. You want to learn your environment because you want to be able to improve where you are. You want to be able to improve and help where you see there's a lack. And then you start strategizing on different ways, different approaches that you can make certain adjustments and um, help where you can see that help is actually needed, and by you helping is going to provide growth. Okay, this ability in persistence, I would say, is going to help you transform potential thoughts, potential plans, potential projects into a reality. this reality will be a tangible confirmation for you that you can look, you can share that, hey, um, this is something that, I've achieved. This is something that we've achieved as a group. Um, and hopefully they get behind you and support you well enough that you become the catalyst for personal, thought provoking growth and achievement, and showing that, you know what, you too can achieve this if you're persistent at doing so. Okay. Now, I would say the next thing I want to talk about is having the quality of a good leader. What does that look like? Because once you start growing and start practicing good persistent behavior, most of the time it puts you in the category of a good leader. Okay. And what this leader does is demonstrate um, an unwavering commitment to a task at hand, something that has been given to you that you personally, again, for me, where I've taken the bull by the horns and personally just grabbed whatever that project or task was or is to come. I grab it by the horns and I go for it until I achieve good success with it. And I keep going and going and going until I'm able to achieve good success. Now, the people in business that I've worked with, they recognize this. And, you know, from a work perspective, it builds trust and credibility. From a working group, it builds trust and credibility. From whether you're working at church, whether you're at school, whether it's working together at school in a group project, it builds trust and credibility. Um, this persistence will help you as a team member. You don't even have to be the leader, but because your practice is leadership type qualities, that people in leadership will listen to you, and sometimes they will follow you, and they will basically, again, trust that what Johnnie is giving you, what Johnnie is doing, is going to lead us to an expected successful end. So we're going to follow it. Let's listen to them. You know, I don't have to get all the credit. If I'm helping my leader, so be it. We're winning as a team. Now, question for you. As a leader, and I've heard different leaders complain about the people that are, are underneath them or following them. Okay. And they've complained about, certain people leaving. And my question to you is, do you make it comfortable for them? Do you provide a safe place and space for other people to come to you as a leader? Do you make it safe for them to ask questions, to share a different opinion of what you have put out or what you have done or has exposed or shared with the world? Are you open to hear something different other than what your voice have said? And so many people, and I was listening to a businessman the other night, and he was talking about how people are more concerned about keeping their jobs than helping making the correct decision. So whatever that leader, that manager, that boss, because um, uh, this was a business seminar that I was watching, and they were talking about how that's what they would do. They would do the wrong action just to keep their job versus doing what's right that's going to benefit the company, benefit the group as a whole, just so nobody questions what they did. And he was saying that how wrong that is. And I 100% agree with that. It's very wrong because what are you doing? You're setting a bad example. And in doing so, leaders that have this type of mindset, this type of tone over a group, over a business, over an organization demonstrates bad leadership. You're not open. You're not open to hear what's best for the department, what's best for the group. It's just keep your mouth shut, just do what I told you to do. And and I've mentioned this before, it it lacks true care and value of that person's ability. And they can't have a voice to share what they know would be better. Okay. And so when you have people that leave, that could be a very good reason why. Okay. So maintaining momentum on a certain project, how do you do that? The project is going good and you want to basically be persistent in maintaining long term goals for the project. So whenever there's setbacks, what are we going to do? We're going to basically keep focused on what the overbearing goal is, and keep your focus on that and drive towards the positive goal of what we know we were going to achieve. Now, there are certain things that you may have to put in place, and it may be small nuggets along the way that help you achieve these goals. So once you achieve certain goals and get to a certain point, then the small little nuances of goals that you achieve, once you achieve each one of those steps, when you look back, you got a long period of steps. You got a long period of success within the project. And it takes time, and it takes persistence, and it takes being very astute of where you are and what has happened and keeping a good track record, a good milestone of each an area of where you've been able to progress. And you know what? Eventually, that persistence will allow you to achieve the goal, the overall goal. And even though there may have been some setbacks, it didn't stop you from achieving that goal. It didn't stop you from um, having a failed project, if you will. You were able to accomplish it by just tackling the small things one step at a time. Okay? So the next I would say is encouraging innovation and problem solving. Encouraging innovation and problem solving. And as I shared with you before, problem solving for me became um, taught and learned over persistency with computer technology and computer science and management information systems, where problem solving uh, and providing solutions became a strong mindset. It became a practice, something that I was able to adopt um, when I was given certain computer programs, and we would have, figure certain problems out, especially with computer programming. What program does not work? What program should not be used? And there were different examples to help you identify what program language, the script worked and what wouldn't work. And what helped me was when you clicked on one and it was wrong, it explained why it was wrong. Let's say I clicked on script line A. I click on it, it's wrong. It's wrong because there isn't a security key to help. You could use that script, but that means also that hackers would also be able to identify and be able to use that script as well and get into your computer system. That's why that one was wrong. And there were several different examples like that that helped me to develop a resiliency with problem solving. And I still carry that today, even with my own personal computer usage, my computer banking. I am mindful more of what computer hackers are trying to do, paying attention to my logins, changing my logins, um, using lowercase, uppercase, numeric values, characteristics, changing that up periodically, um, having two-step multifaceted logins. Um, I do all of that to try to keep my information safe because there are some devious people out here. So you too, just be mindful on how to protect yourself. Okay. Um, Inspiring others as I'm just talking. I want to inspire you. I want to inspire you to be the best person that you can be, whatever that is, wherever you are. When you look out your window, whatever you think, as far as you can see, just take the time and think about it. What can I do better today that's going to help the area that I'm looking outward on and do my best? If you, I used to, I used to, in high school, I went and visit my relatives in the country. The country was Mississippi, and there's fields, and every day there was a task and a chore that we had to do. Every day, um, in the morning, I would look up and look out, and I would ask the question, "Wonder what we're going to do today? I wonder how my efforts was going to help with field land, getting eggs out of the chicken coop, putting hay down for the cows, feeding pigs and feeding horses. And farm life was different for me, I must say. It's a hard life for that wasn't conducive for me. Um, I appreciate and respect the farmers and the farmers' life, and I appreciate them highly. But it gave me an opportunity just to learn and look on what they did for a living. And while I was there in that environment, I had to adapt that environment for that short period of time. How can I make things better? Okay. And I did. Every day I got up and I did something different every single day. Um, so just to take that with you, um, um, to know that, you know what, it's not just behind the computers or computer desks, but even in the farmland, you can make your surroundings better. You can make life better for others as well. Okay. Building a resilient organization. So, um, as I take a certain approach with helping different organizations, different businesses, I try to help them be better equipped. One of the things by doing that is I look at what they currently have. I assess how they function. I never go into any business organization as a new person, a new leader, um, even startup companies, right? What do you want? I write them down. What's your goal? What's your purpose? Why are you doing what you're doing? And I try my best to pay attention to that to better equip them and provide certain suggestions and ideas according to their certain circumstances. They may have a challenge with understanding the finance piece. Okay, what do they have in place for software? um, I'm a firm believer, you know people, we all make mistakes, but having software and technology, this is my background, so I trust having better software helps to prevent me from making more errors and more mistakes. So on the financial accounting side of it, one of the things that I would point out to or suggest is having a good having a good accounting software program. Okay, that would help them as an organization. So enhancing decision making. One of the ways that I've been able to help with making certain decisions and getting good at it is having gone through enough stuff where I had to do analyzation and analyze certain businesses, certain behaviors. I would say is a big key, and analyze that to make certain uh, positive decision making that's going to benefit that particular business. Um, Once I've done that, cultivate that decision made that has been made, right? And when I say cultivate, the decision has been made. So now, how are you going to achieve it? And cultivating, it may be steps. And I go back to accounting. It may be the software. It may be taking certain classes. It may be certain practical things that you may have to learn within that particular software on how to achieve the ultimate goal that you want to achieve with the accounting. So if your goal is to do just keep a general ledger, so be it. You keep a general ledger, keep up with your books. You know how much money you're bringing in. If you want to do financial statements along the way, which is going to help you grow um, and show your income that you're bringing in, and also what your expenses that you're paying stuff on. That's good business practice and sense. So making those certain decisions and helping business leaders in that position, um, it just takes careful deliberation to help lead them strategize more and become very effective leaders in making strong positive decisions when they have to share it with others. Okay. um, Next I would say creating excuse me, creating a vision and seeing it through. So when I have different ideas, I may be working on uh, a project for, let's say, a development company. Okay. So I'm working on a project for a development company, but then I get an idea, I get a vision of how this development company can grow if they make a few adjustments, a few changes that would make their financials more fruitful and make their finances um, become achievable in a way that, let's say, 15-20% of growth. Okay. I can see it, and I need to basically present it to the powers that be, the leaders, the managers, the executives, whatever. One of the things that I've always done is write it down and share it with um, my leaders, right? So I would write it down. Sometimes I would do a PowerPoint presentation. I like doing PowerPoint presentations. It helps them to visualize what I see and what I'm trying to deliver unto them. Because again, remember, I'm sharing something that they have not thought of yet. Okay. Um, so having that PowerPoint presentation allows me the ability to share my thoughts and how it can gain them 20%. And certain things, maybe, stop using this application, stop using this software, only use this one. And this one will help you take the place of those two. Stop paying account on that one, stop paying account on this one. This one's going to help you gain 20% more business. Okay. And that's something that I've done and I look forward to doing when I'm working with different businesses and organizations. Okay. Now, what has that helped me to do? Gain respect and loyalty, and sometimes financial bonuses. Okay. My team members and my leaders, um, those that are watching me, listening to me, following me, they have seen me demonstrate this over and over and over again. So they get a, a, a good feeling of being loyal and knowing that what I am going to do is give you truth, positive information that is going to help you to develop into a better you, a better company, a better project, a better group. Okay. No matter what was given to us prior to that, my persistent goals, my persistent behavior has shown with a proven record that I've been able to achieve good goals. So I've gained respect and loyalty from a lot of people across this wonderful globe of ours. Okay. Navigating uncertainty and change. So when certain things happen, um, to be persistent and be a good persistent leader, you have to navigate, navigate, try different things to improve the situation, to change the situation. Um, and sometimes you have to do it very quickly, on the fly. You have to take the time to basically see a situation and get past it very quickly. Let me give you another example. So I'm working with this project and I'm the lead on the project and I'm working with project managers. And we run into an issue where um, this software was not going to be able to function with the accounting department. um, they used a different software program. Um, they used a program that was uh, Team Foundation, Team Foundation program that was customized, programmed behind the scenes to where it was not going to function just as smoothly. Okay. And plus there was security environments that was going to basically prevent the system from functioning and working. So um, on the fly, I needed to grab one of the programs, the developers, the engineers that worked on it, and he didn't like it at this particular time because it was a hot situation where business basically halted, and I needed him. I didn't have the time to go in and learn and figure out what has he been doing. He knew what he has been doing. He would quickly identify the hang up and basically come in and fix it for us. So I had to get permission from his manager to pull him to help with this particular project situation because he was working on something else. And by getting permission, just excuse him for if there was going to be a timeline delay on his other project. So, long story short, was able to bring him in. He was able to identify the situation quickly. One, because I knew where the issue was falling. So I was able to help point him to what the painstaking points, right? So because I was familiar with that much of it, he was able to go to that point, see and identify the programming error that was needed to be changed, fixed, and corrected. Voila, he was able to fix the issue in a reasonably amount of time. The program was able to continuously continuously working. Team Foundation was able to continuously be used, and there was no hold up with the accounting deliverables that needed to be delivered. Okay, so everybody was happy, um, and I was able to help navigate that situation that we didn't foresee or expect. Okay, so having the persistence over time, because it takes time to get to this point and to get to a place where you're able to have this trait, have this ability, because it's not only just a gift, but it's a gift that had to be worked on over time, had to be uh, put in a position and worked and massaged and thought of to way it's me. When my thinking and I see an issue that is before me, automatically my instincts starts kicking in. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, I see the issue. How do we approach this issue, right? This, again, allows me to help to build trust within a team, inspire team members to they want to do better as well. And that's the ultimate goal for me when it comes to this. So I take that, I take the bull by the horns, and I go for it. I go for it, and I give my best with that particular situation. So, with ever that situation is, and it shows is its head, um, I want to clarify my why. I want the authority within my purpose. Once I see something and I need to address it, I need to identify for me what's that purpose behind that specific goal. What's your why? If I'm helping a new team, a new startup, let's go with a startup, a new startup, what is the why? What is the fundamental steps that makes you want to do this in business? Did you think about the challenges that may come up? What challenges have you had to deal with? Was it obtaining money? Were you able to get the funding for the business? Okay, you were able to get that. Were you able to get the equipment for the business? Okay, you were able to get that. Okay, did you hire a team? How many team members do you need? What are their tasks? What are their goals? What team members are going to be doing what? So for me, understanding what those goals are, it matters. Um, Hiring people that will be motivated, not just putting a warm body in a place. You want them to be able to be motivated. That's going to help drive and push the business. And when obstacles do come, they don't just settle and say, "Oh, you know what? The truck didn't deliver the products today, so oh well. I'm going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs, or I'm going to just go home." No, get on the phone and find out where the truck is. They may have had a flat tire. They may have gone to the wrong address. Whatever, find out and identify what can be done. Okay? Ask certain questions. I always ask questions for myself when I'm trying to get clarity. You know, um, when I'm working with this new tech person or startup companies, startup businesses. A lot of them have been development and developers. Um, why did they choose this goal? Why? What's their purpose? Um, what are they hoping to achieve in developing software? You know, and I listen to them. I take notes. I write it down. I want to be able to understand what they're going to achieve because I want to be able to bring my best to them, right? Um, and I may ask, you know, how will achieving this goal affect your life, others' lives that come into to business or affect with your particular product? You know, um, if this is the case, why is this goal, why is this product, why is this business important to you as the leader? You know, um, overall, what do you hope to achieve? Just financial goal, financial money? Do you really want to help people? Now, yes, everybody's in business. We want to do business and make money. That can't be the overall goal, though. It shouldn't be, I should say, forgive me. It shouldn't be the overall goal. Um, you want to be able to produce something that's going to impact people's lives. Yes, you make some money, they get help, they get benefits, they get something that will help them in their lives, right? So you want to analyze past experiences, especially if you've done a business before. Were you able to achieve good goals, good businesses? Practice, um, stability, reputation. Was it a business that you started that didn't go as well as you thought? But did you, as a business owner and developer, gain something from doing that particular business, right? Um, you want to, again, visualize the future of your business. So if you're able to accomplish in this quarter, in this year, X amount of product, X amount of financials, income coming in, you want to be able to take that income, pour it back into the business, and develop and build and grow and grow and grow so you can do more business and at the same time also help others. Okay. Um, I would ask for that particular business owner to connect with um, their values. I would ask, what are your values? And they would explain and share. They want to be able to eventually, you know, I've worked in an oil and gas company, and they want to be able to hit certain amount of barrels per week, per month, per year, um, and in doing so, okay, you got your barrels. Now what? What values are at your heart and your goal? Because once the money comes in, what are you going to do with the money? Yes, you get to a certain point that you have financial stability, but what else are you going to do with the money? Are you going to pour back into the community? Are you going to help the poor people? Are you going to help the homeless? Are you going to help those who are hungry? Whatever wealth and whatever level of wealth that you have gained is not just for you. As a goal and as a principle in life, the more you're able to give, the more can be poured back into you. Okay? You want to think about and visualize the outcome of what giving back would look like. Imagine what your life will look like when you've helped a whole community with cleanliness. You've helped the whole community with helping build housing for those who weren't able to get off the streets. Um, think about that. Visualize that in a positive way so you can go and try to make changes for that community. And people will recognize what you've done. People will trust again and follow you because of what you've done. So think on those things and develop different ways. Again, we get it. Develop different ways that you can grow and give back in a way that will benefit others. All right. Consider the impact of what your goal is for you, and again, how it would benefit others. Um, Whatever that ripple effect is, it will have an effect on your community, your family, your organization. Think about that. Having that type of ripple effect will have an effect on you giving. As you grow exponentially, you will grow. Your finances will grow. You can't take it all with you. Whether you believe it or not, you can't. And I'm not just saying pour, just give, just throw money with. No, you want to be smart and have a strategy with that. What I'm saying is at least have it somewhere in your mind to want to do and give that back to people. Okay. um, One of the things that has helped me is writing things down. Now, hey, stay with me now. Biblically speaking, there's a scripture that I follow. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2 and 3. Um, it says, "The Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run and that he may run with it that readeth." Okay? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, meaning wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. It will remain and stay. Okay? So write the vision and make it plain. Write it down and make it plain. Be patient if things seem to be delayed. It is only your perspective because it will come right on time. So be careful with that. God will do things when he wants them to happen. It's his purpose. It's his timing. So write it down, make it plain so you or someone else may be able to see it, read it, and run with it. Okay? Now, this is a biblical principle. When I'm talking to managers, business leaders, owners, business owners, I enjoy listening to them explain and articulating their why. If they haven't written it down, I do. I write it down. And for me, it's a tangible thing that allows me, especially if they're asking for my help with anything, I want to be able to write it down and have something tangible so I may serve them as a constant, persistent leader. It reminds me of their purpose. It reminds me of my purpose. I want to do a great job for them. So this Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2 and 3 is a biblical principle. It's a rule that I believe God honors. Even if they're not Christians or believers, because it's God's principle, He honors it. Even in business, I've talked to several business people who don't necessarily follow this scripture because they are Christians or they're believers or they're biblical scholars. They follow it because they know that it's a biblical principle that works. They make money. Once they make money, they give back to their community. They may pay a tithe to a church or a nonprofit organization, but they understand the biblical principle and they follow it. So, one of the things that I may help that particular manager do when I'm writing things down is draft up a statement, a paragraph or so, that captures the essence of why their goal matters to them. Okay. And I'll include specific details. I'll ask them, to pull it out a little bit, specific details that aligns with their value system. And again, to help them to think on why they're doing what they're doing. Because it helps me with knowing their state, and it may help them put them in the right state of mind. This is going to be impactful for both of us, and we'll both be able to move forward together, walking in unison, in the same place, in the same platform, and making and taking the steps that are going to be needed to achieve this goal. Okay. Once I write it all down, I'll take it back with me. When I take it back, I'll review and reflect on this particular statement regularly. Okay. I'll have it as a footnote for me to remind me of what they want to achieve, what they want to be able to perform as. Um, it helps me keep their vision in front of me. Simple as that. Just by reflecting on it, it helps me to keep their vision in front of me. So, um, long-term goals and in the why statement. Okay, when I'm asking and put down together the why statement. So for me, and I'll give another personal experience, the why statement for me getting my degree and going for my master's. And I've shared before. I'm committed to earning my master's degree in business because I'm passionate about business, innovation, technology, AI, artificial intelligence, leadership, um, not just for me, but for my current family and friends that are around me, for future generations. I want to be able to help prepare them for this ever changing world. Um, Now, I'm going to continue reading. I'm going to continue learning. I'm going to continue taking classes. I'm going to keep taking seminars, even without the master's degree. The master's degree helped equip me with having a tangible paper that will get me in different doors that I haven't been able to go through yet. And I say yet because that's a challenge for me. And I will get there. I have the persistence, trust, and believe to get there. And I will get there. I'm determined to get there. And that's just going to be a small success for me personally. So, um, other than that, I would say I will continuously just take every step that I can of completing my master's degree. And even if I have to switch schools, right now I'm at Purdue. Um, it's expensive, and I'm believing that I'm going to be able to financially be able to get that um, master's degree from Purdue. But if not, if I have to go to a different school that I can afford, so be it. Um, the goal is to get my master's degree. Purdue is just a school that um, I have respect for. Not that I don't have respect for all the others. My father-in-law, he graduated from Purdue, so it's a personal attachment for me. I want to be able to do it as well and follow in his footsteps. So if it happens, great. If it doesn't, um, I'll continue in along those lines in the steps to achieving my master's degree in that location. I have a doctor friend. She has her undergrad bachelor's degree from one university. She has a master's degree from another university. She has her doctorate degree from another university. So she's going to several uh, universities to achieve her overall goal, and that's to become a doctor. And she's done a residence in one location, and she's practiced in another location. Um, and again, she's successful. She's doing well. Thank God for her, and um, she inspires me. Her persistence allows me to have a stronger persistence. And I'll say one more story. I remember um, I was in high school, and there was this young lady who she grew up in a rough neighborhood, very bad neighborhood, um, where things were challenging for her, and she had a little baby sister. She's in high school, but she had a little baby sister's like 2 years old, so she's having to help take care of her baby sister, and she barely has enough to eat for herself. And I watched this young lady. I'm in high school, and I felt sorry for her. And she had a serious persona about her. Always, she was very serious. She made good grades in school. This young lady went to Xavier University. She was able to continuously be persistent and go to Xavier University in New Orleans. And I watched this young lady go to school, get financial aid, graduate, summa cum laude, top of her school class, and pull herself out of a bad lifestyle and area. She had to endure a lot. I've watched this young lady. She endured a lot, and she was able to finally get her degree, got her a good job, and started making money. And she helped her younger sister, and she helped her mom get into a better location. Um, Watching her, and that's why this story still sticks with me. Watching her achieve what she achieved helped me then go to school, and helps me now go to school. So, thank you for watching another episode with Truth and Life. Again, click on the subscribe button, hit the likes, give me some good positive feedback. I appreciate it. I read them. Thank you all. And again, thank you for watching Truth and Life. Let's be good and let's dare to be great. See you next time.